this is Tim, licensed loan officer. On this video, we're going to talk about real estate investment mistakes to avoid. Thank you so much for watching and welcome to the channel. This channel, we talk about first-time homebuyer tips, how to be a property investor, having excellent credit, budgeting, and everything like that. So if you like those type of topics, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to talk about some of the mistakes people make when becoming a real estate investor. And let's get into it, all right? Okay, these are in no particular order, but they're all important. And like I said, these are some common mistakes real estate investors make when starting out. The first one I want to mention is called mindset, okay? Mindset. A lot of people just think it's very simple. They just think they're going to buy a property, rent it out, and everything's going to go well. Now, we know in the real world, there's always traffic, a pothole, turbulence. Things rarely go as planned. You got to think about real estate investing as in you're starting a business. You're a landlord. And with a business, anything could happen. I mean, you can make a lot of money, you can make no money, you can break even. You have to prepare your mind for what you're going against and what's coming ahead. You have to say, I'm starting a business. You have to be ready to, evict people, ready to make repairs, fix problems. Basically, you're starting a company. So number one is your mindset. Now, the second thing I've realized that people don't really do really good is that planning, okay? This is huge, planning. And what I mean by planning, I mean how much you're going to put down. Is it a two-family? How much you're budgeting for repairs? How much you have reserved, like if something doesn't go as planned. You want to plan this out to a T. Okay, so if you're looking to buy, let's just say a $200K home, you're going to need $40K, which is like, let's just say 20% down. And then you might want to have either the lender give you some money for repairs or have another $20K, for repairs. Because, you're going to need to make some repairs, or you should expect to make some repairs. And just having, your plan laid out on paper, okay? Things don't always go on a plan, but planning is very important, okay? So you have your mindset, mentally preparing yourself, and then a plan. Now, another important step that a lot of people miss is doing their research, okay? You got to do a lot of research. It's not something you just start into. You got to become an expert. You got to know what market you're going to become a landlord in. You got to know how much the rent is. You got to know how much you could possibly sell. Map this out. So research. Another mistake I see people do is they do this basically alone, okay? You don't want to do this alone. You want to have maybe a realtor, a contractor, be in a Facebook group, have a mentor. Don't go at this alone because you're going to run into different issues, and it's good to have other people that have faced those same issues help you, okay? So make sure you don't do this alone. You want to build out your team. You want to have, some people that you can lean on and ask. Now, another common mistake that new investors make is underestimating expenses or costs. So sometimes people underestimate the closing costs a lender may charge, underestimate how much they can charge in rent, or actually they'll overestimate the rent. Is there a HOA? So that's a huge mistake, because if you get this wrong, it's going to cut into your profit. You're not going to make as much. You're not going to have as much cash flow. Okay. Now I see another mistake people make is that they try to be a investor, but they have a lot of debt. If you have a lot of debt, it makes it difficult for you to be an investor, because you're investing in properties, and investing takes time. So if you have a lot of debt, you might want to pay down your debt before becoming a property investor. Because if you have debt and it's draining you, this investing is not to do something to start money. This is kind of like passive income. This is income that really rewards you over time, not initially, okay? Another mistake I see people make is cash reserves. And what I mean by cash reserve is that you need extra money, You just need some extra. You never know. Things could run a little bit more tight than you expected. Sometimes the lender may give you money for repairs, but the repairs run more expensive. It's like an onion. You keep peeling it, and you're going to need some more money. So you always want to have some extra money. If you don't have extra money, then you can't finish the project. And if you can't finish the project, you can't rent the property out, because tenants won't want to live there, okay? And then some mistakes people make is the financing. So sometimes they get poor financing, or the financing rate is too high, or cost is too high. You want to at least, have 2 to 3 lenders, or talk to multiple lenders. Different lenders have different products, different options, and you always want a second opinion. So you got to nail down the financing. And this is the big one here. This is a mistake people make, is a bad neighborhood or location. Okay. You want a location that is going, that trending in the right direction, trending up. Because if the neighborhood is not the most desirable neighborhood, you're not going to get as much appreciation. A lot of property investors, they buy a property, they make money off the rent, but the property goes up in value over time, and they take money out of that property and use that to get another property. But if you got a property in an area that's not very desirable, that's not trending in the right area, then you may not get that appreciation, that equity. Equity is a huge way real estate makes money. Look up McDonald's. McDonald's makes more money by owning the lots that they're franchisees and charging rent than they actually make on the burgers and fries. Yeah, real estate is very lucrative, but you want to get a good neighborhood. A good neighborhood, you can charge more for rent. A good location will go up in value over time. It will just keep appreciating, okay? So really focus on the neighborhood. Another thing people sometimes ignore is trends. Is that neighborhood trending up? Is it has potential? Is it going to be eventually, maybe they put a Walmart there, or are jobs and businesses coming to that county or area or city? Or is it trending the other way where crime is high? It's turmoil. Now, sometimes you want to buy something with a little bit of turmoil because you get it at a discount, but you ask yourself, do you think it's going to turn around? Because sometimes if something hit rock bottom, that's a good investment. You want to buy low, sell high. So if you think it's rock bottom, do you think it's going to go up now, or do you think it's going to keep going down? You got to ask yourself that. But look at local trends, okay? Very important. And then the last big one is overpaying, okay? If you overpay for a property, now you're cutting into the amount of money you can pay or rent, because now you got to pay that high mortgage payment. So you don't want to overpay. Honestly, you want to get a property at a deal. You want to get a property at a deal, because if you get it at a deal, now your payment's less and you can charge more rent and you pocket more, and it has potential to earn more appreciation and equity quicker. So don't overpay. Don't get emotionally invested in a property. You're not living in a property. This is something you're going to rent out. So you don't want it to be, too much bells and whistles, because tenants sometimes don't take care of properties. Okay, and the last one here is a exit plan. An exit plan would be, let's say you find a property, you find out something's wrong with it, and you think about the exit plan. Or if you get a tenant that doesn't pay, do you have a plan to evict them? So always give yourself an exit plan, okay? Don't box yourself in. You don't want to take a loss. This is investing. But I'm going to recap these really quick here. So first thing is your mindset. Mentally prepare yourself to be a landlord. You're starting a business. You're now an entity that rents properties. The next thing is planning. Listen to some audiobooks. Read. Watch some YouTube, okay? And research. Spend a lot of time doing your research and homework. And then don't go at this alone. Join a Facebook group, a mentor, realtors, contractors, appraisers. Have a team. Do not underestimate the expenses or costs, because that's going to really impact your bottom numbers, your operating profit for financing. You don't want to carry a lot of debt as an investor. You don't want a lot of credit card debt, a lot of bills, because again, that puts more stress on you. You need more money coming in, like a business, cash flow. So if anything happens, you can fix it and they still pay their rent. And then always, it's better than not to have extra cash reserve. Get good financing, okay? Get a good rate. Don't pay too much cost. Have 2 or 3 lenders. Location, and neighborhood. Think about that location. And then trends. Is it trending up or down? Don't overpay for a property. And last, have an exit plan. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped. If you got more questions or concerns, comment below. I would love to talk to you. Thanks so much. I'll see you again on the next video. Thanks.